All right, let's talk about a world designed to be brutal, unforgiving, and, well, a world that honestly couldn't care less about you. We're diving into the soundscape of the Gothic remake, and trust me, it's not playing by the usual rules.
This quote from voice actor Adam Diggle, it just nails it. This is not your typical power fantasy where you're destined for greatness. Nope. This is about trying to survive in a place that feels rigged against you from the moment you step foot in it.
So how in the world do you give voice to a place like that? A place that's hostile, unpredictable, and just full of people who have their own stuff going on. That's exactly what we're going to break down, with insights straight from the creative team behind it all.
Okay, first things first, we need to understand the setting. Forget about those epic, sprawling kingdoms. Your story kicks off, and for a lot of people ends, in one single place, the colony.
You know, lead voice director Beth Park calls it a closed ecosystem, and that's the perfect way to think about it. This isn't just a jail, it's a whole world trapped under a magical dome, and the people inside have had to build their own societies out of pure desperation. It's a total pressure cooker of different factions, all just trying to see the next sunrise.
And this idea right here, this completely flips the script on what it means to be a player. See, you're not the center of this universe. Not even close. The other prisoners, they've got their own lives, their own routines, their own problems. You're just the new guy. And frankly, nobody really cares.
So this whole philosophy, this idea of an indifferent world, it directly leads to how the game just loves to break all the rules you'd expect from a role-playing game.
Okay, so look at this. On one side, you've got your standard RPG playbook, right? You're the chosen one, the people you meet are basically there to help you, and quests give you a nice, neat reward. Gothic, it takes that playbook and just throws it out the window. Here, you're a nobody. The NPCs, they're mostly hostile, and you have to fight for everything, even just getting someone to give you the time of day.
And believe me, that is not an exaggeration. Voice director Daniel Bainbridge points out that the characters are designed on purpose to be difficult. They're suspicious, they're unhelpful, and a lot of the time they'll just shut you down completely. It forces you to get creative to get what you need.
So who exactly are these difficult, unhelpful people that you're stuck with? Well, let's meet a few of the lovely inhabitants of this charming little world.
Let's start with, well, you, the player character. According to his voice actor, Joseph May, the nameless hero isn't great because of some prophecy or immense power. His strength is his resilience. He's a survivor, a guy who has to think and talk his way out of trouble because he sure can't always fight his way out.
So what about friends? Surely you can find some allies, right? Well, take Diego. His actor, Andres Williams, says that even the friendliest face you're going to find in the colony has to have a dangerous edge just to make it. Every potential friend has this layer of menace, and it's born from pure, simple necessity.
I mean, the world is filled with all the fantasy archetypes you'd expect. You've got mages, you've got necromancers like the mysterious Zardas, but they're all so grounded. They feel like real people. And, as one of the actors put it, a lot of them are just snarky jerks trying to get by.
But how do you actually bring a world this unique, with characters this difficult, to life? I mean, really make it believable. It all comes down to the craft of the voice.
One of the biggest challenges, you might imagine, was voicing the orcs. Now, this wasn't just about growling into a microphone. No way. The team worked with something called a conlang. That's a fully constructed language with its own grammar and vocabulary. The goal was to make the orcs feel like a genuine culture, not just another monster to fight.
So how on earth does an actor even start to tackle something like that? Well, voice actor Emma Gregory actually laid out her whole four-step process. It starts with analyzing the script to find patterns. Then, you internalize what the lines actually mean. After that, you learn to recognize key words. And finally, you inhabit the language so it sounds like you're actually speaking it, not just reciting sounds.
And the dedication here is just amazing. To get her mouth around all those rolled R's in the Orcish language, she made up her own special tongue twister to warm up. She literally practiced this in public parks. I mean, that's the kind of commitment it takes to make a fictional language feel completely real.
Now, for the human characters, it was all about one thing: authenticity. The team used specific, grounded dialects, like a northern accent, to give a character some feistiness. They wrote Cockney dialogue that actually sounds like people speak. And what's really cool is they gave the actors freedom to change lines to make them sound more natural. And all of this was backed by directors giving them deep context on every character and situation to really elevate the performances.
Okay, so you put all these pieces together. The hostile world, the subversive writing, these grounded, real characters, and of course, the masterful voice work. What do you end up with?
You get a world that actually breathes. It feels alive for one simple reason, because it doesn't revolve around you. Every conversation is tense. Every alliance you make feels fragile, and it's that constant feeling of unpredictability and danger that makes the whole world so unbelievably immersive.
So when you boil it all down, the magic of Gothic's world comes from this powerful combination. You've got this living, breathing world that ignores you, filled with authentic characters who have their own motivations, all brought to life by an incredibly dedicated cast and crew. They all get it. True immersion isn't about making the player a hero. It's about making the world itself the main character.
And that leaves us with the central question the game asks every single person who plays it. It's not about how you're going to save the world, it's about how you're going to survive it.